Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Raj Botany. Today in this going to discuss about a very important aspect of the cell biology, that is eukaryotic cell. There are many eukaryotic cells like plant cells, animal cells, fungal cells, some protists are also the eukaryotic cell. But today we are focusing on plant cells. So let's see. The Firstly, we will see the definition of the cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life, which is the smallest unit that display the characteristics of life. That means reproduction, metabolism, response to the stimuli. These are the some functions which are termed as the characteristics of the cells. Discovery of the cells. Firstly, scientist Robert Hooke in the mid 1600s, he observed this sliver of cork. He saw under microscope the row of empty boxes and he termed them as a cell. These are some cork cells, the picture of cork cells. In cell theory, in 1839, according to Theodore Schwann and Matthew Sheldon, all living things are made up of cells. According to Rudolf Virchow, all cells come from cells. Depending on the cell theories, some principles are drawn. These are: all living things are made up of cells. Smallest living unit of structure and functions of all organism is cell. All cells arise from pre-existing cells. This principle discarded the idea of spontaneous generation. Now let's see the cell sizes. If we look toward the typical plant cells, cell size varies from 10 to 100 micrometer. Trypanosoma, cell size is 25 micrometer long. Human red blood cells, the diameter is 7 to 8 micrometer. Chlamydomonas, 5 to 6 micrometer. HIV/AIDS virus, 100 nanometer. DNA molecule, 2 nanometer. Poliovirus, 30 nanometer. Means these are the ranges of the different cell sizes. Depending on the presence or absence of the well-defined nucleus, cells are of two types: eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. So today in this video tutorial, we are going to focus on this eukaryotic cell, and in my next video tutorial, we will see about the prokaryotic cells. Now let's move toward the eukaryotic cells. A few general characters. Eukaryotic cells are defined as the cells which contain the well-organized nucleus and cell organelles which are enveloped by membrane bound, which are enveloped by the specific membranes. Means here two criteria as far as the eukaryotic cells are concerned. First criterion is presence of true nucleus. Second criterion is presence of the cell organelles, membrane bound cell organelles. Examples are given of eukaryotic cells: plants, animal cells, protists, and fungi. Genetic material of these eukaryotic cells organized into the chromosomes. These chromosomes are present into the well-defined nucleus. Some membrane-bound organelles are present like Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, ribosomes. In eukaryotic cells, ribosomes are of ATS types. Presence of well-defined nucleus. These are the some parts of the eukaryotic cells. Deliberately, I have put forth this architecture plan of a particular house. The kitchens, bedrooms, and halls are separated by a definite walls. In the same manner, in eukaryotic cells also, the cell organelles have their own membrane, and with the help of their membrane, these all cell organelles are separated from each others. Typical plant cell is also eukaryotic cells, which is made up of the following parts. Outer cell wall. This is outer green colored shown here. It is a cell wall. Then this is yellow colored strip we can see here. This yellow colored strip is called as a plasma membrane, or other name is cell membrane. This is also selectively plasma membrane, also called as. Then inner to the plasma membrane, cytoplasm is also present. The liquid portion that is actually called as a cytosol, and the remaining whatever we are seeing into these cytoplasm are called as cell organelles. And this is a cell, typically plant cell structure under electron microscope. Here we can see the largest, biggest cell organelle into the plant cell, that is presence of the big vacuole. Big vacuole. That vacuole store the waste food material or useful food material or any kind of material that cell require. Then nucleus, and in adjacent to the nucleus, the presence of the endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi complex. We can see here chloroplast also, cell wall. This is the electron microscope view of the eukaryotic plant cell. Let's see one by one the part of the typical plant cell. Plant cell wall is the outermost layer of eukaryotic cell, which is tough, a dead and rigid layer that is made up of the cellulose, hemicellulose and lignin, and which is the more complex structure. The plant's cell wall show primary cell wall, secondary cell wall, tertiary cell wall and middle lamella. This middle lamella is play a vital role to stick adjacent cells to each other. This middle lamella have the pectin substance by which the adjacent cells are remain contacted with each other. This is the main role of this middle lamella. In plant cell, plasmodesmata are present. If we go back, these are the plasmodesmata holes or pores we can see here. These are the plasmodesmata. These are actually the connections and with the help of these connections, one plant cell keep contact with adjacent plant cell, means they can exchange any kind of food material from one to another with the help of these pores, which are termed as the plasmodesmata. These plasmodesmata or plant cell wall maintain the shape of the plant cell. The next, plasma membrane, which is termed as cell membrane or selectively permeable membrane. These plasma membrane are present below the cell wall and that surround the protoplasm or cytoplasm of the plant cell. This is actually the chemical nature of the typical plasma membrane is lipoprotein, means lipid bilayer is present and proteins are embedded into this lipoprotein double membrane lipid layers. That's why termed as lipoprotein. Three-layered membrane. Plasma membrane is selectively permeable, which regulate entry and exit of substances between cytoplasm and extracellular medium. Means plasma membrane allowed the particular sized macromolecules into the cell or out to the cell, means that restrict the entry of the particular particles or particular macromolecules or particular nutrient molecules into the cell. Means plasma membrane is very selective as far as the entry and exit of substances are concerned. This is the typical structure of the plasma membrane. Bilayer phospholipids in which the proteins are embedded. That's why it is a phospholipids lipid bilayer along with proteins. Let's see the function of plasma membrane. It controls the entry and exit of cells, then entry and exit of the substances as far as the cell is concerned. Then phospholipids are liquid at body temperature, so proteins float around in the plasma membrane that function as a fluid mosaic. The main responsibility of the plasma membrane is to ensure the composition of extracellular fluid is not the same as the composition of the other intracellular fluid. This is the main responsibility of the plasma membrane. Then water-soluble substances such as salts, nutrients that cross the membrane with the aid of protein channels. The protein channels or proteins are embedded into the phospholipid bilayer. That protein channels control the entry and exit of the water-soluble substances like salts and nutrients. Lipids can pass directly through the bilayer by a process called the diffusion. Diffusion means a transfer of the solid water liquid molecules from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration, that is termed by the diffusion. This diffusion phenomenon plays the very vital role into the plasma membrane. This plasma membrane also acts as a substratum for the cytoskeleton. Means plasma membrane provide attachment to the cytoskeleton. Then cytoplasm. Cytoplasm of eukaryotic cell is again differentiated into cytosol and cytoplasmic structure. The literally means of the cytosol is a fluid structure that is present to the cytoplasm, and cytoplasmic structure include the organic material, inorganic material, and cell organelles. A very important point: the cytoplasm mainly consists of two subparts: cytosol, which is a fluid-like structure, and cytoplasmic inclusions like organic materials, inorganic materials, and cell organelles. Let's focus on some important cell organelles of the plant cell: nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, mitochondrion, chloroplast, lysosomes. We will see here some of the cell organelles. First, that is a very important organs of any kind of organism cell, that is nucleus, which is a vital cell organelle. It is actually the regulatory center of the cell that regulates the whole activity of the cell. We can see here it is composed of outer and inner membrane. This is a typical character of particular eukaryotic cells. This nuclear envelope is perforated by a presence of these nuclear pores. These nuclear pores allow the exit of newly synthesized mRNA from nucleoplasm to the cytoplasm of the cell. Then chromatin material means chromosomes or DNA. The nucleoplasm also shows the presence of a body called as nucleolus. This nucleolus play a vital role in the synthesis of the rRNA, ribosomal RNA. From this, ribosome get formed. Then, nucleus is closely associated with the endoplasmic reticulum. On the endoplasmic reticulum, we can see here the grains-like structure. The grains-like structures are the ribosome. This is endoplasmic reticulum. Endo means within, plasmic means within cytoplasm, reticulum means network, means within the cytoplasm a particular network of tubes is present, that is termed as endoplasmic reticulum, which is formed by tubes and the sacs. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum: rough endoplasmic reticulum and a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Here we can see the rough endoplasmic reticulum due to the presence of ribosome on their surface that modify the proteins produced by the ribosomes. The main function of this rough endoplasmic reticulum is to modify proteins that are produced by the ribosomes. In smooth endoplasmic reticulums, which show absence of the ribosomes, that doesn't modify proteins, functions in lipid synthesis, drug detoxification, carbohydrate metabolism. These are the main role of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Then let's see the Golgi apparatus. These are actually the series of flattened sacs which are formed by the membranes, functions in final protein modification. That proteins are actually required for the cell function, that proteins are modified into the vesicle or sacs of the Golgi apparatus. Now what happens? Proteins get shuttled from the endoplasmic reticulum to the one end of the Golgi apparatus. If you see the rough endoplasmic reticulum, that rough endoplasmic reticulum store the synthesized proteins from the ribosome, and these synthesized proteins later on move toward the Golgi apparatus. In each sac, different modifications are made. In each sacs of the Golgi apparatus, different modifications are made as far as the proteins is concerned. Protein gets sorted and shipped off to their destination. Destination means wherever that modified proteins are required, that modified proteins are get transferred with the help of vesicles of the Golgi complex. Means it function as the post office of the cell. Golgi apparatus is the post office of the cell. Let's see the lysosome. Deliberately, I have mentioned here the suicidal bags because the hydrolytic enzymes are present into the lysosomes. If the cells are worn out at that condition, the hydrolytic enzyme present into the lysosomes are move out from the lysosomes and come into the cell cytoplasm, and that break down the cells, and finally cells become dead, lysosome also become dead. That's why it is written as suicidal bags. These are actually the membrane bound vesicles. Digestive enzymes are present that merges with vesicles containing the food particles invading bacteria. Another role of these lysosomes, if a particular bacteria got entry into the plant cell or any animal cells, at that time the lysosome secretes the enzymes. That enzymes kill that invading bacteria. The harsh chemicals and enzymes degrade the food or bacteria without harming the rest of the cells. Means sometimes I earlier mentioned that if the cells are going to worn out condition, at that time this lysosome secrete the enzymes. Otherwise, in rest situation, these enzymes are totally harmless to the cell. A very important cell organelle of the plant cell, chloroplast, which is a site of photosynthesis, present in the green leaves, double membrane, outer and inner membrane. Here we can see the granum, which are actually the stack of thallopoids. If we assume this is the stack of the 1 rupee coins, then each 1 rupee coin is called as the thallopoid, and the stack is termed as the granum. Then liquid like portion into the chloroplast, that is termed as the stroma. Then intergranular lamellae or stroma lamellae are present that joins the adjacent granum. Here the typical plant cell structure under the microscope, and these green structures are of the chloroplast. The mitochondrion, which is also termed as the powerhouse of cells because it stores the energy currency, that are the ATP, is actually the thread granules and is a major source of cells energy. What happens in mitochondria after the glycolysis? Successive stages like Krebs cycle, electron transport system, the ATP are generated, and from ATP energy get generated. That's why mitochondrion termed as powerhouse of cells. It requires oxygen to make this exchange. means aerobic respiration. If respiration take place in presence of oxygen, it is termed as aerobic respiration, and if oxygen is absence, it is termed as anaerobic respiration. If you look toward the structure of the mitochondria, it also show outer membrane, inner membrane. Inner membrane is slightly folded inside peg-like structure called as cristae, and on this cristae, the F1 particles are present. These F1 particles show head, stem, and base region, and into this F1 particle, this small brown colored F1 particle, ETS, electron transport system or electron transport chain take place. The liquid portion called as matrix, ribosomes are also present into the mitochondria. Circular DNA is also present called as mitochondrial DNA. Then ribosomes, as far as the eukaryotic cell is concerned, ATS type of ribosome is present, which is actually the site of protein synthesis that assembled into the nucleolus. Means ribosome is get synthesized into the nucleolus, and that nucleolus present within the nucleus, free unbound into the fluid cytoplasm and produce proteins for use in the cell. When there is absence of protein synthesis at that time, this large subunit and small subunit are dissociated from each other. But at the time of protein synthesis, both subunits get associated with each other and they hold mRNA in between them. And these ribosomes, in our earlier discussion, we have seen the exact location of this ribosome. These ribosomes are present on the endoplasmic reticulum, and that endoplasmic reticulum is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Thank you for your patience hearing. I request you all, if you not subscribe my channel, please do subscribe it. Raj Botany, this is my YouTube channel, and please don't forget to press the bell